Last week, I was going through the social media space and this got my attention. I saw one girl talking about how her girlfriend called her, seeking for her opinion on whether to leave her marriage or not. Let me quote her exactly. She said her girlfriend called her and told her that her husband got her a Venza, planning to take her for Hajj in the bid of bringing in another wife, and was actually seeking for her opinion whether to stay in the marriage or to leave the marriage. This made me pause and ponder this. Was the girlfriend in question oblivious of the kind of marriage she has been in? Because obviously, she is a Muslim, married into a Muslim home. Was she naive when she got married? Wasn't her parents or guardians educate her enough or informed her properly on the kind of marriage she was getting into before she got into it? Before I proceed, guys, please follow my Facebook page, Vivian Adams Reality TV, where I'll be talking about real life issues. Now, let me use myself as a typical example on this case. I was born and raised in a Christian home, Catholic Church to be precise, and my husband was born and raised in a Muslim home, full Muslim family. We met each other in our 20s and got married. When my husband proposed to me, of course, I went to my parents to tell them about it. You know, African parents now. My dad called for a small meeting comprised of my mom, blessed memory, and I. They now began to question me. The first question they asked me was, from which place? I said, Edo State. Eh? My father does. Edo waiting. That was my father's reaction. They now asked another question that broke the camel's back. From which church? I now paused a little and like, he's a Muslim. My God. In fact, my dad rained fire and brimstone. What? Ishore kwagema. Gene? Moreti? Jesus. No, that kind of thing. There was a lot of contradictions and objections. They tried everything they could to stop me, to talk me out of it. But guys, being very young, I was quite obstinate and adamant in marrying my husband. I refused. Everything they said went on deaf ears. When my parents now realized that they could do to stop me, my mom came up with this. Gente Kangwagi, she said, Inakwe Izuzu, go and tell that your guy, that's my husband, that you must wed in a Catholic church. Full stop. That was how she said it. For me, honestly, I never knew the implication of what my mom said. In fact, for myself, okay, no problem. Because what was in my mind then was all the love, kindness my husband was showing me. Finished, nothing else, honestly speaking. Kitty, kitty, kitty. I went to my husband. That one was already waiting for me. What did they say? Blah, 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 blah. And I told him what they said. He said, okay, no problem. The case. He was young too. He was, in fact, as at that time, we were not thinking anything rather than to be together. We heard nobody, we saw nobody. The only thing that was utmost in our mind then was just to be together, period. He too, he went to his family and told them, dear too, wow, there was a lot of contradictions and objections too. Of course, it was expected. Then, young people now, at the end of the day, we tried everything we could to make both families agree to allow us have our way. I did my traditional wedding, I did my court wedding, and of course I did my Catholic wedding. Now, where am I going to with this story? 22 years down the line, I am happily married to my husband. This is my 22 years in marriage. I know Nikah is a Muslim marriage, but I never knew the meaning of it. So a few months back, I just sat back and said, okay, let me Google it and know the meaning of it. By the time I Googled it, guys, I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong. But what I saw was this: a Muslim marriage that allow men to bring in multiple wives. Huh? My God. I was like, really? Jesus. See, I am not in any way trying to discredit or dishonor or disrespect any form of marriage, belief, or anything. No, after all, I am a Christian married into a Muslim home, and I am fully enjoying my marriage. That's the truth. I have no regrets whatsoever. I'm cool with both religion. But what I am trying to state here now is this. Please, dear parents or guardians, I implore you to try as much as possible to educate your children, especially the girl child, on this issue of marriage, to know exactly the kind of marriage they are about to enter before they sign or before they enter into the marriage. Because most times you won't even know. For instance, like this girl I just talked about now, that was crying, that was complaining to the girlfriend and all that. Obviously, the girl didn't know. From the look of things, you will find out that she was already frustrated, even when the new Yahoo has not entered. Well, the kind of marriage she entered into, I don't think she will have any cause for alarm or to complain or to worry, because she will even be expecting the, if you know now, you go even go arrange the, I will say, hey, come marry my husband. That's the truth. That is it, because many people don't know about this. I now begin to reason, what if my parents never insisted on me having a statutory marriage? I now did a contrary marriage. Then maybe married an unkind man. Maybe or maybe not, one day, when you must have felt that, thank God, you guys have come a long way. You've built your marriage to standard. You can now relax and enjoy your home. One yeye person will just carry her two left legs in the name of, I am the new Iyawo. New Iyawo buy you there. Gini? Ma gbara kugbuo kwa gelo kwa dilu kugbuo kwa ngadi. In which home? Then when you now try to agitate or complain, someone somewhere will now start to throw you in the name of, Madam, abeg, calm down. You don't know where you did before. After all, you signed for it. Meanwhile, you signed in ignorance. You never knew what you signed for. You were naive in the name of love, love. That is why you see Mama always constantly talking about this love, 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 love. Because, and when you were young, you act irrational. You do a lot of things without knowing the implications. Without knowing the implications, most time, that is why you see all these young ones on this our social media space, when they spill this nonsense from their mouth and all that, I pity them. I don't judge them, that's the truth, because I know they are young, it's youthful exuberance. Most times, those things they are saying today, ask them in the next 10 to 20 years, they'll be like, now me talk this. They are constantly overly excited, talking anything that enter their mouth. At times, when our last born begin to talk here, at times, I'll just look at her and say, you are a child. She'll be like, hey, sister, every time you're saying I'm a child, every time. I said, yes, because you won't understand. But when the time comes, you will understand. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of actions, irrational actions you take when you were young. When you talk about it, when you think about it now, you'll be like, God, really? I did this? And you'll be so sorry. This again brought me to the issue of May Yul Edochie. But honestly, I look at those that castigate or criticize that woman with deep disdain and scorn because I feel they lack empathy, moral justification, and objectivity. In the sense that, why exactly are you trolling this poor woman? As far as I'm concerned, the only offense she committed was to say no. Is that too much to say? A full-grown woman in her home, you want to impose another woman on her. And she said, no problem. I'm not against your polygamy. You can go ahead with your polygamy, but count me out. I won't go this journey with you. I won't be a party to it. So that was the only thing. Meaning, like, who gave her mouth to say no? Like, she's not even supposed to talk at all. She should just swallow it like that. Oh, really? In this time and age, you don't know that life has evolved and people are taking their mental health seriously. Days are gone. And when people swallow every shit given to them. Let's take myself again, for example. I was born and raised in a nuclear family. The only family I knew all my life before I got married was nuclear family. I've never experienced polygamy in my life. The only family I knew was nuclear family. My parents and my siblings only. That was how I was being raised. No uncle, no auntie, no cousins. We are raised alone like that. The only perspective I have was only nuclear background. And I'm sure that is the kind of perspective May has too. She never bargained for this. Something you never knew how to go about it. You never bargained for it. All of a sudden, people want you to swallow it just like that. More than they fear God. More than they reason well. Guys, I just thought to share. Bye.